¿Qué onda, mi gente? Today I want to talk about the story of Popocatepetl and Itzacíhuatl and the legend that goes behind this most active of volcanoes in Mexico. Right? So for those who don't know, Popocatepetl and Itzacíhuatl are two volcanoes. Popocatepetl is active, Itzacíhuatl is not. They also are called Popo or Itza, which is probably how I'll refer to them in the future. The cuates, you know what I mean? And these are two volcanoes that you can actually see from Mexico City. They're two of the highest volcanoes in the world. And they're found nowadays in a national park. You can actually go hike up these volcanoes. Even Popocatepetl, you can hike up when it's not as active, but you do need to be paying attention to the seismic warnings that they offer. This park is nowadays found on the border between Morelos and Puebla. And so thousands of years ago, when the Aztecs were dominating the Valley of Mexico, it was really common that they made the states and towns and places they conquered have to pay tribute and tax in some way. And it was then that the chief of the Tlaxcalteca, who were actually the people who helped Hernan Cortez to take down the Mexica and Tenochtitlan, who, growing weary of this oppression, decided to do something about it. So the chief had this daughter, Itzacíhuatl, who was deeply in love with one of the chief's warriors, Popocatepetl, right? And they were both deeply in love with each other. And so before Popo got sent out into war, he asked for Itzacíhuatl's hand in marriage, and the chief said yes. And he promised to him that he would welcome him back with a huge celebration when he came back from battle if he returned victorious. And so the warrior, Popocatepetl, he accepts it. He says, I'm down, I'll do it, right? And he marches off to war with the thought in his head that when he got back, he would be able to consummate his love and his marriage with Itzacíhuatl. And so after he departed, a rival for the hand of Itzacíhuatl came and told her that her beloved Popocatepetl had died in battle. And so the princess, so overwhelmed with grief, died. Without knowing that this was a lie, that Popocatepetl was very much alive and away. And so Popocatepetl returned victorious to his people. He comes back, he's excited to see his girl, and he finds out that she has died, and he is absolutely destroyed by it. And so as he's devastated by this news, he wanders around the town for several days and nights until he finally decides that he's going to do something to honor this girl, build her something that would never be forgotten. And so he ordered a huge tomb to be built, 10 tombs back to back, 10 hills to form this giant mountain, right? And he carried the body of the princess Itzacíhuatl up to the top, and he laid her down on the summit of this great mountain. The warrior kissed her, took a smoking torch and held it, and knelt down over her, intent on protecting her and watching out for her for all of eternity. And so that is how they remained, and they became the volcanoes of Popocatepetl and Itzacíhuatl, these lover volcanoes that are there constantly protecting each other. And that is the reason why Popocatepetl is active, because he has this torch, which is why you see smoke come out of that volcano and not Itzacíhuatl, who is dead, dormant, and sleeping. And so the legend goes on to say that when the warrior Popocatepetl remembers his beloved, his heart shakes and the torch smokes, right? Which is the legend behind the reason that Popocatepetl erupts in smoke, because it's Popocatepetl remembering the love that he had and showing that to the world. And this legend has been passed on from generation to generation, from the Aztec Empire in the 15th century all the way down to today. And the importance of is given to these two characters, be they real or not, is the reason why that even up until this day we still call these volcanoes Popocatepetl and Itzacíhuatl. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. If there's anything I left out about this story, leave it down in the comments below. I'm looking forward to reading it. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you in the next one.